Hi everyone, it's Christine here, and I'm back for this week's video blog on living a life of play and rest. So, when I first was reading this assignment, I was thinking to myself, wow, this comes at both a really great time for me and a really bad time for me, because this week, and even the last 2 weeks in particular, have been very, very busy for me. It just so happens that a lot of the midterms in my class are lining up this past week. So I had 2 midterms this past week that were worth a lot of my grade and very stressful. And I also had a bunch of kind of final projects that were due in tandem with these midterms. And I also had a professor double up on one of my assignments this week just because we have another midterm next week. So I have had definitely a lot on my plate academically. So when I was reading this assignment, I was kind of thinking to myself, this is definitely a week where I'm going to need to be more conscious and make a much more conscious effort towards scheduling play and rest. However, it kind of put me on edge a little bit because I was thinking to myself, well, should I really be playing or resting during this time, especially this week, because I have so much to do? And that reminded me of something that the book said. So one thing that really spoke to me was when the book mentioned that workaholism is an addiction, just like alcoholism or drug addiction even. And so the definition from the book is that we use an addiction for any behavior we do compulsively with no real experience of freedom to choose another behavior in order to avoid experiencing our experience in the moment. So I definitely think that this applies to me because I wouldn't consider myself a workaholic, but I definitely do prioritize and choose work over the freedom of doing other things, like giving myself that time to rest and play. And one other thing that the book mentioned that really kind of resonated with me was that leaders often feel like they can't play because they will fall behind and they aren't taking their work seriously enough. And I definitely felt that way too, and it was kind of very awakening for me to read that in the book and kind of have that aha moment, like, okay, you know what, because I keep consciously choosing work, I'm consciously not choosing to have playtime or free time to myself. So this week I was trying to make a more conscious effort to also schedule breaks in my day where I could force myself to be with a friend. Well, not force myself, but I made time for friends, and I made time as kind of like a break and relief from like blocks of studying within my day. So I went on like a little soup date with my friend Sarah, and we just sat around and tried different soups from Trader Joe's. And that was really fun for me. So that was kind of play for me. And another moment of play that I had was I was getting really stressed out with studying the other night. Wednesday night, the night before my midterm, and I just needed a break because I had been staring at my notes for so long. So instead I started to make a brainstorming list for Christmas presents for my family and friends coming up. So that was kind of like play for me too, because it enabled me to kind of take a step back from my work and think about something creative and have that outlet to express myself instead. I think moving forward, I definitely have to be aware of when I'm consciously choosing work over playtime and also rest time, because it's not like I don't have the time in my day, because I know a lot of the times we make the excuse that we don't have enough time, but we have to consciously make that time. So I hope that I am more conscious in making that time. Thanks.